Good morning, students. In today's video, we are going to cover this topic, rock cycle, uh, of the chapter interior of the earth. Okay, so the first thing is this is the first step. Okay, and before that, here is the most important point. Solar energy drives all the earth processes. Here the process of rock cycle. So here what is written is that solar energy, that means the sunlight, uh, is the cause of all the earth processes happening. Okay, like the hydrological cycle or this rock cycle or uh, any nutrient cycle or carbon cycle or geochemical cycle or whatever cycles, and number of cycles happening on earth are because of the solar energy. So I hope this concept is clear. And the first step is volcanic eruptions provide the rock material in the form of magma and lava. So this is the volcano. The volcanic eruptions provide the rock material in the form of magma and lava. So we know that the rock material is present beneath the earth's surface. So this rock material comes upward and it emits out in the form of magma and lava. Okay, so we have seen that within the 16 kilometer beneath the earth's surface we have rock material. So that rock material comes out of the volcano and form magma and lava. Initially magma and lava solidifies and then cools to form igneous rocks. So what happens is, in starting, magma and lava solidifies. That means these magma and lava that is coming out of the volcano is in the fluid form. So firstly they become in the solid form and then cool down to form the igneous rocks. The next step is igneous rocks lay exposed to the agents of weathering, erosion, subject to disintegration. So now what happens? These igneous rocks are lying on the ground, and the agents of weathering and erosion. That means what are the agents of weathering? The wind, air. They cause the erosion of these igneous rocks. These igneous rocks that are on the surface lying like this, with the agents, or like suppose this is the wind which is agent of weathering. they, when they hit these rocks, they uh, these rocks break into pieces, disintegrate. DRP, disintegrated rock materials transported to the seas and oceans by natural agents of wind and water. So then these disintegrated rock particles further transported transported to the seas and oceans by natural agents of wind and water. So again, by wind and water, these disintegrated particles transported to the seas and oceans leads to gradual accumulation of rock particles that turn into sedimentary rocks. So what happens in the seas and oceans? They accumulate. Okay, and uh, uh, in the seas and oceans they accumulate with the help of water. Water hit them. Okay, and uh, by means water hit them and they came closer to each other. Okay, and then they lead to gradual accumulation of rock particles that turn into sedimentary rocks. So they accumulate, and then they uh, turn into sedimentary rocks. So sedimentary rock, as the name suggests, sediments. That sediments are basically present in the means in the bottom of seas and oceans. And then application of pressure and heat transform it into metamorphic rocks. So with these sedimentary rocks are present, and the application of pressure and heat transform them into the metamorphic rocks. So basically what happens, these sedimentary rocks are present in the uh, bottom of the seas and oceans, and then they simply get under the surface of earth. And then there, beneath the surface of earth, there is a lot of pressure and heat present, and that because of that they turn into metamorphic rocks. Further exposure to earth processes keep on repeating this cycle. So with further exposure to the earth processes keeps on further exposure to earth processes keep on repeating this cycle. So this cycle keeps on repeating, because what happens after this, that with the application, the rocks went under the surface, and they become metamorphic rocks. These metamorphic rocks again come as volcanic eruptions, and in the form of magma and lava. Okay, these metamorphic rocks are like the rock materials that come in the form of magma, lava. So this is how the whole process goes on and on and on and on. Okay, because when there is solar energy, till then this process will go on forever. So let me explain this again. If you have any doubt, you can freely comment in the chat section, in the comment section. Solar energy, this is the most important concept for all the processes happening on the earth, that solar energy causes all the processes on earth. Let's start with this. First of all, that volcanic eruptions provide the rock material in the form of magma and lava. So the first what happens is volcanic eruptions happens, and because of that the rock material that is present beneath the surface comes out in the form of magma and lava. Okay, and then this magma and lava is in the fluid form, or you can say liquid form. They solidifies, and then they form the igneous rocks. And these uh, uh, igneous rocks lay exposed to, means these igneous rocks exposed themselves to the agents of weathering, that means with wind. Okay, and with wind, then these are lying. Okay, means they are disintegrate, because the wind constantly hit them. Because of that they disintegrate or scattered. And then DRP, disintegrated rock materials, transported to seas, and these DRP, these disintegrated rock particles uh, transported to the seas and oceans. Okay, by natural agents of wind and water. So they, what happens is these disintegrated particles transported to the seas and oceans. There, with the constant hit, now the agent of weathering is water. So with constant hit received from the water, they you can say for means come together, and when they come together, this accumulation causes the sedimentary rocks. So why sedimentary rocks? Because these are present under, means bottom of the rocks and oceans, and their sediments are present. Okay, and these sedimentary rocks then dig means goes beneath the earth's surface. Beneath the earth's surface, we all know there's a high amount of heat and pressure. Because of that, they are converted into metamorphic rocks, and this process after that uh, uh, means they are basically metamorphic rocks are basically the rock material, and after some time they come out as lava or magma. So this cycle goes on and on. I hope this concept is clear. If you have any doubt, you can freely ask in the comment section. And today's homework is to make an image in your mind explaining this concept. So basically, I want to improve your imagination power, and for that, what you have to do is to simply imagine this concept, this whole cycle. Make this whole cycle as an image in your mind. Okay, and it is very helpful for remembering the concept. And yes, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.